Welcome to Extra Time. This is week 14, or round 14. Piri Weepu, I'm JP Tocker, and...
JP, or, I mean, you did a good job judging.
Just
Dancing with the stars.
Yeah, look, mate, I'm a busy guy, bro. Busy guy. Thanks, bro. I'll just take it as a compliment. My younger brother.
Well, just make sure you don't, criticise the hell out of me today as we're talking into the camera.
Well, the other week when I said your picks were poor, you did get 7 out of 7.
This week I think it's been a shambles.
But then this week's been a shit. But let's be honest though, not many people would have picked the Jaguares to beat the Canes.
No, not at all. I mean, they did play well against the Highlanders the week before, the Jaguares, but I don't think anyone expected them to come back like that. I mean, a little bit of a brain explosion by, Geordie, but I mean, I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest.
Well, let's have a look at moment one, and this is a bit of a stunner. Geordie Barrett hooking up with Ngani Mapi and Feeder, who in the last few weeks is starting to come to his own a little bit.
Yeah, well, I guess he's, back to his old form of, running hard and, being in the right place at the right time.
Well,
look at the pace.
Actually, question, is he in the right place because he's standing on the wing and he's a loose forward? Was that part of the 1-3-1?
Yes, that's that whole setup that they've got, where they've got Hooker on the other side, Lucy on that side. Okay. So, yeah, they've got those guys split up. But how about Ngani's element of the kick, changing things up? It's pretty good to see him develop. As a player now, he's not only sort of one-dimensional. Obviously, everyone knows that he can carry into contact really well and distribute a ball, but he's been starting to kick, which is a different element to his game that, he's probably been progressing really well on this year anyway.
It's a good segue for something I'm going to ask you in a minute when we get to the Blues game. You've teed that up nicely. But look, moment two, the Chiefs. Oh man, not their season, 23 points to 8. Here's a nice little moment, Angus Talvale leading up to a mistake from Rico.
If you had broken that tackle, would you give it straight to the fastest person next to you, or would you try and gas it yourself?
I probably would have
done what Angus Talvale did there. Offloaded really well.
We were just talking about this before. I actually think Rico doesn't try to offload. I think he just gets into an awkward position. He looks to offload by turning his body, and then so when he looked, he just spun and that arm got caught and it popped out, whereas he should have just head down, got a touch, and clean it up.
I think if he had another chance to go back, he probably wouldn't have even bothered to look. He would have just taken it out. But I guess, turning I wouldn't say a terrible kick, but, the chase that Nano Saturo did to, catch him and the ball and try and push him to the sideline. He was just lucky that, his elbow sort of popped that ball out of Rico's hand, and I mean, but in the right place. Yeah, look,
we've got another little moment here. Harry Plummer picks up a meat pie, but how about this pass from Offa? We were just talking about that before. Holy heck, that could have been carnage.
Oh, well, if the defence was really doing their job and Offa's lock wasn't, expecting someone to, it would have been a good rib tickler. Look at it.
Mate, she's a, and
does he not like him? Or?
Oh, I don't know. Look, Blues getting the bizzo done. The Chiefs lose another one. They must be already starting to think about next year.
Oh, I guess, for them, obviously they've got nothing to lose now. So what they want to do is, I guess, try and get some combinations going, and then, look at possibly what they could, or who they could bring back next year. And knowing which of those boys that aren't going to be in their squad, their initial squad, who they can pull straight back in, because a lot of those boys are quite young. I mean, there's probably quite a few of them that have their first year that have been given an opportunity, and I mean it's been a tough one for them. I've lost a lot of players this year through injury, and just finding new guys that basically have probably not played quite that level have pretty much slotted straight in, and their skill set's almost as similar to the person that they've lost to injury. So it's good for the development of the game, especially up there, and finding new talent to come through. And I mean, it's good to see that they're finding, young players that can come into the fold or into the squad and, basically do the job when they're asked to.
So going back to that segue, let's talk about an old player, Ngani, who you're talking about. Ngani Laumape is starting to kick the ball and do some smart things. Ngani in the last couple of weeks has kicked a lot into space and seems to be controlling the Blues. Now, Sonny Bill Williams is injured, but you've got to think that Ngani is probably the form 12 in New Zealand at the moment.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to say nice things about you, mate?
No, well, I mean, there's probably a three-way run here.
Yep.
That's three players that I think at the moment are putting their hands up. Ngani's definitely one of them.
Yep.
And obviously Skux is doing his job, and I mean, how can you not look at him with what he's doing now? And also Anton Leonard-Brown. Three guys that are, although Anton's in a team that's not quite performing
He's
week
still
in,
the
week out.
standout though in that team.
He is you can't fault his work rate, his effort, and everything that he does to try and help his team. But I mean, at this way, I'd say for the race, it's those three at this stage, with Sonny sort of injured and coming back from injury. I'd probably say those are your three that could potentially, be looked at.
I'd love to
Although
see.
he's not in camp with the boys that are.
Yeah, that's true. I'd love to see Ma there for other reasons. But look, our mates the Highlanders losing again. However, look, they weren't too happy about the ref.
Yeah, we better not comment, but
Yeah, I mean, this Aaron Smith is playing great footy, and he's probably the only player going to be left there for next year. Matt Faddis, he's off. He's going somewhere, the UK. But they've still got to finish this season. How are they going to do it?
well, I guess just how many more rounds we got? Another four.
Okay.
Another 4 rounds left to go. So I guess for them, just to regroup, get themselves back into their structures for when they play. And I mean, everyone says it. As long as you do the prep. The prep's probably the key one, and it's not from Monday, it's actually from Sunday, recovery leading into the game on Saturday. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure, those boys are doing that week in, week out, and it's sometimes it's not sort of happening for them on the field, but I think it's just, sort of just trying to make sure that they get back into their structures, and I wouldn't say, you can't fault them for the effort, because the effort's out there. Maybe they were just, hive out, blowing,
other things. Penalty count was a bit rough.
Exactly,
all those sort of things.
I mean, the Lions have been in the playoffs for the last three years,
solid.
and the way that this comp's going now, it's anyone's game on the day. So probably the Highlanders might have gone in there sort of a little bit under them.
All right, we'll rock on. We'll move forward. Moment 5, Crusaders. Hey, 19-all draw. Wanga still playing very well, and then in this occasion he puts who's a try scoring machine for the Crusaders at the moment.
Oh, just look at that! Being able to read the defender rushing up and then putting the pass to Cody Taylor into space, and doing his role, which is getting meat pies,
Mate,
which is what he's good at.
The thing I love about Wanga is the ball's always in two hands. There's always options, and he just holds the ball a little bit longer than other first fives, doesn't he?
I think he allows himself enough time to see things that unfold in front of him. I guess some boys like to play things slightly flatter, and basically on the advantage line, and he sort of has probably worked himself to a position where he understands that, okay, I don't need to be that flat. I can be slightly back by a little bit, but still get the same sort of outcome that I want, and it gives them enough time to read opportunities. I mean, it's not easy to see a defender rush up like that on your outside when you know that you just want to give it to the second pair of hands, and to pass the ball through 2 defenders like that and hit Cody Taylor into space, and then Cody. How good a hook is these days? Look at that.
All the hookers, eh?
Exactly. A long ball like that to his winger. It's good to see him still, putting pressure on our starting. Well, I wouldn't say our starting team, but who we've been told, well, not told, might be our number one. So he's not far off, to be honest. Like it's a
it's tight,
yeah, it is.
Heaps of contention for positional play, and obviously World Cup coming up. Everyone's fighting pretty hard. So hey, thanks very much. That was round 14, extra time with Piri Weepu. Thank you.